No tea, no shade, but this is exactly why I don't like returning players on the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Movie Bae, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review over Big Brother Season 27 Episode 4. I entitled it, and of course most of y'all probably entitled it, Don't Come For The Queen. But before we get into it, I would like for you all to consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. Here on Movie Bae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that's the type of content you like, then you are in the right place. So please consider hitting that subscribe button. Turn on your post notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload. And of course, engage with the video. Thumbs up the video and drop your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Now, if you are new here, this is a review channel. We're only going to talk about the highlighted portions, and I'm going to give most of it will be my commentary on what is going on. All right, so let's go ahead and get into episode 4, our very first eviction night. All right, so as y'all know, in the last episode we had our first veto meeting of the season and they are starting off with a bang. Okay, so nominated we have Amy, Ashley, and Zay. Ashley won the veto, took herself down. Vince nominated Kelly, who volunteered to go up on the block earlier this week. So now the nominees are Amy, Kelly, and Zay. Now, before the meeting concluded, Jimmy was like, hold on, I got something to say. And that is when he recited his prepared little speech about how he's not with the chitter chatter back and forth whispering, and he wants everybody to know that I am coming for you, Keanu. And Keanu hit him with that, how long did it take you to practice that? How long did it take you to come up with it? Well, we find out that prior to that veto meeting, Jimmy actually asked Rachel if this is something he should do, okay? Because Rachel is the seasoned player in the bunch, so people are coming to her for advice. And she even said, I'm here to mentor the new players, but I'm also here to throw all of y'all up under the bus. Because, of course, her goal is to win, not to mentor. What's wrong with y'all? Literally, what is wrong with y'all to think that she would have good intentions? So Jimmy asked, like, is it a good idea for me to say this at the veto meeting, or do you think people would try to use that against me? She's like, no, I don't think people would try to use that against you. In her confessional, she's like, of course this is a bad idea. People will try to use it again. And what does Jimmy do? He takes that advice and he blows up on Keanu at the veto meeting, or after the veto meeting. Now, after that, Keanu wants to go out and he wants to basically clear the air. But before doing so, he needs to confirm with Vince, hey, did Jimmy have my name in his mouth? And the answer is yes, sir. Yes, he did have your name in his mouth. But Vince had to make it clear. It's more so that he recommended you. He didn't say put Keanu on the block. And Keanu was like, thank you. That's all I need to know. Because if it was a recommendation, is different than saying, declaring he needs to be on the block. And Keanu, I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because why is my name being recommended anyways, Jimmy? Hello. But Keanu, being the nice guy that I believe that he is, he decides to go outside with Jimmy, clear the air. And that whole time during that conversation, Jimmy was like, well, you need to tell me that you lied to me. You can't talk to me until you tell me that you lied to me yesterday. And I was like, the fuck? What? In the whole conversation, I was just looking like, what? Because Keanu ended up being the one to apologize. He ended up being the quote-unquote bigger person. And I'm like, what? Jimmy literally manipulated Keanu. And I was like, he's such a good guy. He's just gonna fall for it and believe it. So now Jimmy and Keanu are quote-unquote cool again, but Jimmy is, of course, still targeting Keanu. And Keanu didn't get no diary room confessional talk about he still got his eye on Jimmy. So Keanu, I hope you don't get duped, sir. I hope you don't get duped. Vince regrets aligning himself with Rachel. And he feels like this is the only time that Amy could possibly get out of the house, because he knows that Rachel would not let anybody touch Amy to put her on the block. So you can't really weaken the quote-unquote kingdom without taking out some pawns. And if Rachel is protecting her pawns, you will never be able to quote-unquote get to the queen. Okay. Speaking of pawns, Rachel has a lot of pawns, you guys. Rachel has a lot of pawns in this house. All the women in the house, eating out of the palm of her hands. Then you got some of the guys in the house who like the girls in the house, so they gonna do what they tell them to do. You know, this is exactly why. And it's like, this is no slight to Rachel at all. You know, this is no slight to her at all. But when you bring OG players, it's inevitable that they're gonna run the house. You either gonna have a house full of people who gonna be like, hell no, this our season, and get them out, or they're going to be kissing their sis, and that OG returning player is going to run the house. And that is what it seems like is happening. All right, now who Rachel doesn't seem to have her thumb under is this Burger Boys alliance. The Burger Boy alliance is between Zay, Riley, Will, Zach, and Vince. And Vince says he feels really good with these guys, and he actually hopes that Zay will stay around because people will not expect that they will be working together, so that will be good for his game. So speaking of Rachel and speaking of Zay, they have a little disagreement in this particular episode. So as I stated, Rachel has all of these people up under her thumb. All right, she is rallying for votes against Zay because of course she wants her girl Amy to stay in the house. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure she's pro girls right now. Okay, so she is rallying for votes to get Zay out of the house. Now Mickey is the only person who I feel like had a good excuse as to why Zay could be on the block. I mean, should go home. Mickey and Amy, because everybody else is just like, oh, he's a big physical threat, oh, he's a bro. And I'm like, bro, have y'all not been watching Big Brother for the past few seasons? You don't need to be no big physical threat in order to be winning these competitions. Like, a lot of the competitions are very, what they call it, fair, they're equitable, they're, yeah, okay. So like, I hate when people just say that. All right, so what's her name, Mickey and Amy, they did say like later in the episode that he's more than a body, he has brains as well. And then they have like this little montage of him beating people at chess multiple times. And I don't know if y'all play chess, but I play chess, and that is a very, very strategic game. I'm talking about you need to see all types of plays before the plays even happen. You need to calibrate the possibilities and anticipate what that person, your competitor, is gonna do. So if for him to be whooping everybody at chess, yeah, they might really be a threat out here in these streets. All right, so Rachel is rallying for votes against him. Zay notices that Rachel is doing this, so he's having a conversation with Keanu, and Rachel come up being fake. I'm gonna call it what it is. She's being fake, and she sits down like, hey you guys, what's up, as if you weren't just rallying votes to get him up out of the house. So Zay makes a comment. He was like, you know, whoever votes for me to go home, you know, if I win HOH, then they're not gonna be safe under my HOH. And he says, I know that you are one of those people who will vote against me, so because you know you cool with Amy, so you'll be in that pool of people. Here you go, Rachel, are you coming for me? I'm not coming for you, but you're in that pool of people, so I mean, at this point, take it how you want to take it, right? So Rachel was like, I'd be careful coming for the queen, you will be beheaded. I was like, Rachel, stop it. And I was with Zay when he was like, Keanu, I'm happy that you're here so you can see the type of game she playing. The queen, she literally just told y'all, this is my motherfucking house, I'm running y'all around this. Like, if that does not make anybody nervous, suspicious, anxious, then y'all not playing the game for real. She's playing y'all for real. Now, this argument was cut down significantly during the episode. I saw the extended argument, and some of the things that she was saying, I was like, Rachel, chill, because she kept calling him a child. If you want to be childish, if you want to act like a child, and it's like, I'm a grown ass man first and foremost, and how is me telling you that if you vote against me, you will not be safe with me? How is that me being a child? That's me playing the game. Like, are you dumb? Come on, like, let's be real. And I feel like she was just saying these things because, like, he was making sense, and she was mad. So you're gonna resort to calling him a child and offering to make him Sammy's and a sleepy time tea. I'd be like, girl, I almost kind of said the B word. If you want to make sleepy time tea, how about you go home to your kids? How about you do that? See, they don't let real ones on TV. And like I said, I know Rachel, I respect Rachel, but it's that mentality right there that if I was in the house, yeah, this bitch gotta go. This bitch gotta go. I don't want to take no rule of thumb from you. I ain't trying to learn from you. I'm trying to get your the crap out of here. Because now you got everybody kissing you. It's like, no, you need to go. On the block, we have Amy, Kelly, and Zay. Now, Kelly, throughout the week, is very paranoid. She thinks she's gonna go home because she's been quote unquote rubbing people the wrong way, just by like little comments and things she's been making around the house. She stated that she was stressed out because of Jimmy and Keanu's little beef, and they kind of looking at her funny. She keeps reiterating that Zach has immunity and $10,000. She said something that I don't even understand when she was talking to Riley and who was that, Lauren. And then she also calls out a quote unquote potential alliance with all the bros, and they weren't even in an alliance at that particular time. Or I don't know if she did know, she got it wrong because Keanu wasn't in that Burger Boys alliance. All right, so she's paranoid. She thinks that people are going to vote her out of the house. Now, when it comes down to the BB Blockbuster, which is going to be an ongoing theme this season, she wins it in a short amount of time. She had to like basically unscramble the words, figure out what it's saying, and then get the correct crown or tiara. And she did it. She's now off the block. The votes are split between Amy and Zay ends up being the one evicted with a vote of 5-9, if I am not mistaken. When he's talking to Julie, he is surprised that Riley actually voted against him because Riley and Zay supposedly had a final too. And he was like, but I'm not mad. He's doing what's best for him in the game, and he got to do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Riley has me kind of looking like, haven't seen much from Adrian, who is like a Big Brother super fan. So I feel like he's doing something right. Haven't heard much from Mickey. Haven't heard much from Lauren, but Lauren basically got these boys up under her thumb. Possibly Adrian, Zach, and Riley for sure. So they're in good spots if you ask me. Now, when it comes to Riley, apparently everybody loves Riley. That's what they said in that Burger Boy Alliance. And he has these, I guess, potential showmances with a couple of the girls. So interesting. Well, you guys, what are your thoughts and opinions about the first eviction of the season? Who did you want to go home? Were you happy with who went home? Bye.